it's the brother Kadash. I want to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors
God.
to the apostles of Great Millstone, right? Um, Peace, blessings, and honors to all the brothers in this truth. Um, this is just more on this elections. I don't really know what I'm gonna title this, but it's something like, heartbreak after the elections, because I've been going through a couple of these videos and you're seeing, all the different heartbreak, people complaining, whining, crying, because Trump is out of office, which is really, a kingdom divided, which I'm gonna pull that one too. Here, let me pull that right quick, actually. Let me get that one out of the way. This is Matthew chapter 12, verse 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city and house divided against itself should not stand. So you got majority of the people, but it's really closer to half that's, going for Biden. And, Biden just officially basically won, the presidency. Now you got the other half going for Trump. Their kingdom really divided. They're more divided than ever. Because and then during the time when Trump was put into office over Hillary Clinton, they were divided too, because that was a close one too. But the thing is like a kingdom divided is going to fall at some time. You're not going to be able to stand because you're going to have half of the people thinking this way, half of the people thinking that way. And that really reminds me of Israel. Some of the things that Israel had to go through when the split happened. And if you look at Israel, if you know anything about the Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom, when the split happened, that was the end. That pretty much was the end of us in the land. We fell. We had kings over us. We had King David, and then they went down to King Solomon over us. But then the split happened after King Solomon had died, And then, there was a split between Rehoboam and Jeroboam. But after that, everything came down. And that's what we're seeing today with Esau. The same thing we're going to see with Esau. Esau is having a split right now. A split between their kingdoms, and it's Republican and it's Democrat. It's left versus right. But what's going to be their outcome? If you know anything about the scriptures, then you can already see this coming. And this is why the scriptures is so important, to get that knowledge and understanding so you could be able to see things coming in the future. Just like the prophets were able to put things together and see what was going to happen. And then they actually got visions too from the Lord. So that's the great thing about studying this Bible. You can see everything for him. You can see the signs of the times. You can see that stuff, so we know what's going to happen with Esau. He's going to go down because he's kingdom divided. Can't stand. Let me play this and see what he's talking about.
Doesn't know what's going on, but for some reason, China Joe is gaining on our president. I mean, maybe if there were like 230,000 extra people alive to vote, then Trump would be winning. I don't know. But I can tell you what, this is rigged as hell. I mean, I just heard that President Putin wants to put sanctions on us if we doesn't have a free and fair election. So even he knows that something fishy's going on here. And my mama, she wrote on Facebook that they printed off some Biden votes from Hillary's emails and Hunter's laptop. Look, I am begging y'all, stop the count in Pennsylvania, but keep counting Arizona. It's the only fair way to do this. And if your mail-in vote was marked canceled because you tried to vote twice and you went there in person, then you're my hero. You are a patriot.
So it comes back around. When Trump got in office, they was prideful. They was proud. They was talking all that shit, man, about the Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. All about all the Israelites. Banning people from coming in. They laughing. They feeling good about themselves. They flying their flags in their trucks. They wearing their red "Make America Great" hats. And now that he getting out of office, they going weeping and crying. Instead of being like men and taking it like men, they weeping and crying, man. That's just going to show you who you dealing with. Now, if it's true or not, I don't know if it's true or not. If Russia talking about putting sanctions on America if Trump is out, we know Russia had a good they had a good relationship. Putin over there had a good relationship with Trump. Now, did the elite families behind the scene take Trump out to end that relation because they want to go to war, or they want to put the squeeze on the world and lock things down? that might be true. So we gonna have to see in the time coming if that's true or not. But yeah, a lot of different countries around the world, a lot of different kingdoms around the world are watching. They're watching these elections, they watching the outcome, and they making plans based off that. That's why you get Revelations 18 when this place is destroyed. All the rest of the kings around the earth, they're gonna be weeping for it. But yeah, this did remind me of the split, because at one time Israel, us as a people, we were divided. We're still divided to this day. That's the curses put on of us. The Lord's gonna come back and put us back together. Hold up, I'm gonna pull that too. But this is First Kings 12. I'm gonna just get straight to the point if I can. Verse 21, because there was a split, right? And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah and the tribe of Benjamin. That's the southern kingdom, right? 184,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, and to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. But the word of God came into Shemaiah, the man of God, saying, "Speak into Rehoboam and the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and to all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearken therefore to the word of the Lord, and return to depart according to the word of the Lord." So they were going to fight. He put together a lot of men. There was a split. You had the southern kingdom, Judah and Benjamin, Levi mixed in there. And then you had the northern kingdom, the 10 tribes, which also includes Levi being mixed in there. But they were going to fight. He put together the southern kingdom, and he was going to go fight against the northern kingdom. They were going to fight, but the Lord came, he intervened and told them, don't do it. So we see what happens when there's a split. The two sides are going to end up fighting, and that's what's going to happen, because this was literally going to be a fight, a literal fight. And that's what's going to happen with Esau, with his kingdom being split at some point, sometime. Like you see, he got his vest on. They're going to pick up guns, and they're going to go fight, man. And that's what they've been saying themselves. They are going to go fight. Here, I got a video on that too. Here's more proof on that they are going to go fight. That's what this is all coming to. Right here. Out of his own mouth.
I don't know, at this point, like, if Biden gets in, I'm just gonna do like a school shooter, just take out all these Democrats and a few pedophiles on the way out. If I go to hell, I'm taking these motherfuckers with me. I don't know, at this point, like, if Biden gets in, I'm just gonna do like a school shooter, just take out all these Democrats.
See, that's the point right there. They telling you what they gonna do. And these people really are, they got the mind, because they really afraid. So they, like he said, if I'm going to go out, so he's saying, really, that's fear. He's saying, look, man, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to take them out with me. That's really coming back to fear. They afraid. A lot of people are afraid around the world right now. But this is Hosea 1:11. It says, "Then shall the children of Judah and the children of Israel be gathered together to appoint themselves one head, and they should come up out of the land. For great shall be the day of Jezreel." So that's just going back to me saying, we're divided right now, but we're going to end up coming back together. You could go to Jeremiah 52. We're going to come back together under the Lord, and then the Lord going to come back and save us. But yeah, Esau finna go down, and you could see it happen. Everybody could feel something in the air at least, and the ones with the knowledge, they could see that it's happening. And they afraid right now, but the thing is we ain't seen nothing yet, man. This only this really like the beginning. It's finna get way, way worse, and man, really gonna be afraid out here. This is Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13, I'll start at verse 7. It says, "Therefore shall all hands be faint." All hands are gonna be faint. And every man heart shall melt. Every man, like, you gonna be afraid, man. And they shall be afraid. Pains and sorrows shall take a hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate. That's what's going to happen. He's going to lay America desolate, man. And he should destroy the sinners thereof out of it. And the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not get their light, and the sun should be darkened, and the going forth, and the moon should not cause her light to shine. I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquities, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. So they was very proud when they president got in office. He was talking all that shit for those 4 years. Now the Lord is taking away that pride. Like he said he would cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. So they're weeping, they're crying, they're in fear, saying if I'm gonna get took out, move out the bed. They in fear now. They ain't so prideful because the Lord is bringing them down, man. And same thing with the side on the left. They going for Biden, and people are happy right now until Biden and them actually get in the office and they raise your taxes, try to take your guns, make a police state. Then you're gonna see like, damn, we got played, and then they gonna be in fear too. So here, let me grab it real quick. The Lord coming back to destroy, and man is gonna be in fear, and man is gonna be weeping. And same thing with these other kingdoms on the outside looking in. Here, I get straight to it. This is Revelations chapter 18. I'll just start at like verse 2. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and is become a habitation of devils, and the hold of every false spirit, and the cage of every unclean, hateful bird. You have to really read Revelations 18 yourself. But let me skip to verse 8 to get straight to the point. It says, Therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. That's what we're about to see. Because like he said, he's going to just start do a school shootout on the Democrats. So you're going to see a lot of people going against each other. That's what 2nd Esdras chapter 15 is talking about. Should come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall utterly be burnt with fire. That's going to be the total end. When those other kingdoms start shooting nukes over here into America, that's why those other kingdoms are watching. If Russia puts sanctions on America, that's going to turn to a war eventually, and eventually it's going to turn to a nuclear war. For strong is the Lord God who judges her. And the kings of the earth, the other kings like Russia, China, Iran, Israel, all the other kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, with America, because they made a lot of money off America, because America has the biggest economy. We buy the most stuff from the rest of the world. Economy of the most consumers, and the most debt. So that's how we know this is talking about America, because all these other kings had lived deliciously with America. They weren't living the way they were living and upgrading the way they were upgrading their weapons, their cities, and all this other stuff until America came around. And then that boosts the whole world, really. Because it's all set up for prophecy for this place to be destroyed, and the Lord's name to be magnified because of that. And lived deliciously with her. She bewailed her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning, when they shall see America burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, that mighty city, for 1 hour is thy judgment come. And the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. So no man from America is going to buy the rest of these places, the rest of these kingdoms like China. Ain't nobody going to buy their merchandise because most of their merchandise is brought by America. But America's going to be on fire, so they're going to be weeping because of it, because they can't get rich off of it no more. That makes perfect sense. It makes no sense to say that this mystery Babylon is talking about the Vatican City. That don't even add up. The whole world ain't getting rich off the Vatican City, man. It makes perfect sense for mystery Babylon to be America, and America is the number one consumer and number one economy around the world. And all these other nations obviously get rich off America, selling their stuff to Americans. And they're going to be weeping because they're not going to be able to no more. That lines up. Come on, man. But, the Lord gives it to some people to see, and then he doesn't give it to some people to see. Some people might know scriptures like the back of their head, but they don't understand them. But they might not wake up until it might not be their time to get that knowledge. They might be smart, but it might not be their time to get the knowledge of the scriptures until a year from now, 2 years from now, or maybe never. Maybe they're made to go and be taken out by the Lord. So it really comes down to if the Lord gave it to you or not. It might not be your time. Like when I first got in the truth, I understood I was getting it right away, but that's because the Lord put that spirit on me. And the other people that was in the scriptures, maybe a little bit longer than me, they weren't getting it. Why? Because the Lord didn't get, and that's why I had to understand. I had to fall back on trying to debate so hard and stuff like that, because I had to realize like the Lord just ain't give it to them yet. And then little by little they start putting pieces together, and then and now they still missing pieces, but they're calling themselves Israelites now. They would use the name Jesus, they not using the name Jesus no more. But they still going off in different places because they getting it little by little. So just because the Lord gave it to you right away, he might be taking time giving it to another brother, another person, from another camp or something like that, or these other camps. The other camps go off on certain things, but that don't mean that the Lord ain't dealing with them, because you can see that the Lord is dealing with them for them to be out there, spreading some truth in the word. It's just they ain't got the full thing yet. The Lord giving it to them little by little, and it might take more time. So me, I really just like to stay to just doing the work, keeping the law, statutes, commandments. I ain't really getting on other brothers like that because I don't know what the Lord has set up for those other brothers. Everything is timing. So I just stay out the way. If it's judgment that's going to be done on them, I let the Lord do. The Lord going to do it. That's his position. It ain't really my position. My position is just to make these videos, keep the law, statutes, and commandments, do the work, go out on the highways and byways. I got to work my way up to doing that more often. Even though we really be out there every weekend, but starting, my own thing, whatever. But the thing is like, it's all timing. So you just got to let the Lord deal with certain people during the time limit that he has, not the time limit that you think, That's just a little side note. But back in Isaiah 13, verse 12, I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedge of Ophir. Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, in the day of his fierce anger. So the Lord coming back with fierce anger. Why is he coming back with fierce anger if the whole world is just, if you love the world and the world is great and you want this world to stay the same? That if you feel that way, then you're wicked. He's coming back with fierce anger because the world is wicked, man. He's coming back to destroy us. In the most wickedest place out of all of them, it's America, hands down. Do the research. It's not even close. And it should be a chase row. And as the sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land. So everybody China man gonna go back to China. Russian man that's over here in America gonna go back to Russia. Everybody gonna flee back to their own people. I seen during the elections, people was like, okay, well, Africans, Hamites was like, I got that vote still if y'all wanna go back to Africa. I've seen a lot of different people sharing that. And people was like, man, I'll go. Boom, 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 right there in the scriptures. That's what it's talking about. People gonna want to go back to Africa. People gonna want to go back to their own lands because they gonna see that, okay, America's over with. They was over here chasing the American dream. They was trying to be a part of the party. But now the party's over with. Everybody got to go home. That's what everybody want to do. Oh, ain't nothing in America. America horrible. It's a wrap now. Oh, we need to go back home. Everybody want to go back to their own people, and then you got all these different militias. They going back to their own people. They taking up guns and they getting ready to fight. So that's what you see happening, man. So if you are, I'm gonna leave it there. And if you are an Israelite by blood, your lineage traced back to the man Israel. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. That's why we're Israelites. Really, it's in the Hebrew Yasharallah. Prince of the power, Prince of God. But the thing is, he is a Prince of power. But the thing is like, if you are an Israelite, the best thing for you to do during this time, man, get out those streets, fuck those parties, all that extra stuff, entertainment, man, skip all that. The best thing for you to do is get in this book, read, and learn. Just learn, man, so you could be better at following the law, statutes, and commandments which are found in the book. Do that to your best ability. Have faith in the Lord. Learn his name. The Father's name, Yahweh. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Have faith. Because by faith we're saved, not by works. But We use our works to justify our faith. Because how could you say you got faith if you ain't got no works to justify it? So yeah, you're saved by faith, meaning that you might not do every single work 100% perfect. You got some brothers that make videos, a lot of videos, and go to camp when they can because they in different situations. That don't mean that they're not the elect because we're not saved by works. You got some brothers that go to camps every weekend, but they videos be lacking. But that don't mean that they can't be saved. You got some brothers that's keeping most of the commandments. You got some brothers that's keeping most of the commandments that they just can keep. And then they might go off on some, but they repenting and they're still trying to instill an ongoing battle for them to try. But that don't mean that they can't be saved or be the part of the elect because we're not saved by works. We're saved by faith. You got brothers that's going to wake up at the last moment and not have that many works. And at the last moment, they're going to believe and have faith, and which is a work too. And then they're going to be saved. So you got to have faith, but you do got to have works. At least try your best to have those works by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to justify your faith. Salvation to the elect. Shalom.